Have you ever been in the presence of someone who makes you feel uncomfortable without even saying a word? Or the opposite, they make you feel good, calm, at ease, even though you're not really close with each other. I've recently been quite invested in my research of what vibration actually means among humans and to what extent does our aura affect each other. Apparently, it's a lot more important than we think. In this video, I'll cover what vibration means, why is it so important, why do we get stuck in low vibration, and how can we raise it. So consider this as your full guide because this video took me almost a month to make. I have my notes here, so let's get started. So let's cover the basics. What's vibration? As living beings, we are made out of energy. Every energy carries a vibration frequency, which can either be high or low. The Map of Consciousness by Dr. David Hawkins explains this in a very simple chart where all emotions which are below the frequency of 200 are negative and destructive by nature. They are usually driven by force and they do not add any growth and contribution to life. On the other hand, all emotions above the frequency of 200 support life. They are creative and they are usually driven by power. So from what we've understood, there's a strong connection between our emotions and frequency. So to know the level of your frequency, you have to be aware of the quality of your thoughts and emotions. What's your default state of being? What kind of emotion and thoughts do you feel on an average day? When you wake up in the morning, throughout the day, before you go to sleep? Let's address this in the context of taking action. Two people could be doing the same task, exactly the same way, to get the same desired outcome, but one of them gets it sooner or better than the other. Why? Because one of them was doing it more wholeheartedly. They seeked fulfillment not just in the outcome but also in the process. Maybe they had less self-doubt and more faith in the positive outcome and more alignment in the workflow, less resistance. The same principle can be applied to a job interview or a date with someone. You have a natural tendency to perform better when you go in with a positive attitude. We all have experienced that compared to when we go with emotions of fear or doubt or pride. There's a high chance it's going to affect the outcome in a negative way. Because it's hard to influence your reality when your frequency doesn't align with your action. This does not mean you should not take the action if you're not in the right frequency or in the zone. This is where you need discipline. In fact, doing the thing you're supposed to do gets you in the zone. It gets you in the right frequency once you're past the initial resistance phase. But action with frequency is what creates synergy. That's the sweet spot we should aim for. Now, why do we get stuck in low vibration in the first place? Why is it so easy to be negative than to be positive? Let's do a self-assessment of your life. If you're the only person with a positive growth mindset among your friends or family, you are swimming against the tide. You are constantly in an environment which is against you. You're in resistance. You're better off being alone, is what I'm trying to say. Because in the long run, environment will always beat willpower. No matter how strong your willpower is, the law of conformity will prevail. If you're trying to be more positive, why do you listen to sad songs or watch sad movies? Why do you share those sad life memes? Why do you repeat those unhealthy patterns of eating junk food, of running back to the same person who hurts you? Why do you undermine your own potential when you know you can do better? Ask yourself from a place of curiosity, not judgment. Just be objective about this. Consider this as the first step. How am I being a willing participant in my own destruction? Once you understand that, once you ask yourself those questions, you will understand, okay, these are the areas, this is where I'm the problem, and these are the things I need to work on. Now, another core reason why I think people are stuck in low vibration is because they haven't learned the art of detachment. You're stuck in I will be happy when state. I will be happy when I have this specific person, specific job, business, or amount of money in life. True freedom lies in being okay with not getting everything you want in life, because you know that the divine wisdom is greater than your desires. Sometimes what we're asking from God is so little compared to what God has planned for us, which is just grand and amazing out of our imagination, and we're just so frustrated that why am I not getting this specific thing in life? Or sometimes what you're asking for is not good for you. You just don't know it yet. Maybe the rejection is a redirection towards something better. I learned this phrase from Peter Sage: either this or something better. Such a beautiful mindset. So, like, whenever I'm praying, I always ask God, I want either this or something better. Because why wouldn't you want something better? Maybe what you're asking for is not the best for you. If an airline decides to upgrade you to first class for free, wouldn't you take it? Life is constantly trying to remind you to surrender to what you can't control. Because the egocentric approach to life can get you a lot of things, possessions, and control, but not peace in the long run. If you're constantly chasing for more, how much is too much for you? It's not easy. It's like for me to sit here and just tell you, yeah, practice the art of detachment, surrender, let go. It may take you years or a whole lifetime actually to cut the codes of attachment from the things or people in your life who you think are the only source of happiness and fulfillment for you. This could mean moving on from an unhealthy relationship. This could mean making peace with losing a loved one. This could mean not taking everything personally and being okay with getting rejected. These are all the things that require you to let go consistently. And if you're constantly trying to control everything, that's where your vibration falls. That's where you get caught up in those negative emotions and you're in a low vibration. So how do you actually raise your vibration? Especially if you're someone stuck in a low vibration rut. Like you're just struggling with all these negative emotions and you don't know where to start. Like, what's wrong with my life? First things first, which we discussed earlier, do a self-assessment of your environment, of your habits, of your attitude towards life, the art of detachment, which we talked about. You need to know like which area needs your attention, what's lacking in your life. It could be your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health. So that's a good starting point for you. The quickest, like the fastest, best way to raise your vibration, for example, right now, is to move your body. Simple. Exercise, whether it's dance or yoga, and even smile. Like when you laugh or smile, even though you don't feel like smiling, maybe you're just faking it, it still releases happy hormones. And these are the basic things, obviously. Now what actually like deep work that you need to do to raise your vibration is cleansing your soul. Something I talked about in one of my previous videos, that no amount of skincare, treatments, or even exercise, they can only take you so far. But if your inner world is just dying, if you are struggling with forgiving someone, if you're struggling with letting go, or if you're holding grudges, resentment, all these things that need your attention, then because we think, oh, I have hair fall, like why am I losing weight, why am I getting pimples on my face, and now you get all these products trying to fix it. But what you don't realize is that you're not addressing the root cause here. Your life has a big chunk of stress. Maybe you need to quit your job, or you need to do something, or maybe it's a relationship, or something in your life needs to change. It could be a drastic change, it could be a series of small changes. You have to understand, like, why are these things happening to my body? So address the root cause. Having good mental health and a sense of self-love will fix a lot of your other outer problems. I can't stress enough about this. Like, no wonder you feel crappy because you eat crappy food. Look at your source, look at what you're consuming. You are not spending time in nature, maybe. Maybe you don't have a window in your room, so you have to be like very conscious about even the cleanliness of your room. This is again going back to the video which I made about cleansing your soul. Like, sometimes it's just those little things which are not so little. Another essential factor that influences our level of frequency is presence. What's your level of presence? Stop living in the past or future. Notice I used the word living, not visiting. It's okay to visit. In fact, you should visit the past and future to learn from history and create your future. But there's a fine line between visiting and living. Most of our suffering comes from our mind. We are either lost in the past. We're just reliving all the bad memories, the mistakes, the guilt, the shame, or we are obsessed with the future, either worrying, fearing what we don't want and kind of attracting it, or we are trying to control everything to get exactly what we want by just obsessing over 5-year plans and 10-year goals. As a recovering perfectionist who used to be a part of the hustle culture, I have to constantly remind myself that my productivity doesn't define the quality of my day. It's my presence that matters more. There have been times that after checking all the things in my to-do list, I realized I wasn't even present with my family during dinner. I wasn't even present in my prayers. Was I truly trying to connect with God? Or was I just worshipping my worldly goals? So before asking yourself in the morning what I need to do today, ask yourself who I need to be. What's my intention? When I meditate, I always think, yes, there are things I wish I could go back and change in my past. There are things that I want to have in my future. But right now, in this moment, this is enough. I'm enough. I'm alive. I'm breathing. Isn't that a gift? A blissful experience? The more I tap into this feeling, the more it dissolves into my identity. So now that you have a good idea of what you need to do, what are the habits you need to break, and what habits you need to cultivate to raise your vibration, and now that you're proactive about it, you're working on it, the next challenge is to protect your energy. Because you might be taking a few steps forward, but you keep coming back. And there's a chance the people in your life or your environment has a lot to do with it. Having high vibration is one thing, but staying on it requires a level of commitment. This could mean being vocal about your standards and communicating your expectations from your friendships or your relationships. Just having a zero tolerance policy towards BS in your life. Because all our life, we've been taught to accept BS from all the low vibrational people in our life. We've been conditioned and brainwashed into always being nice, or like polite and be nice and be nurturing, which is amazing, and it can work only if you are in an environment that's supporting you, that's protecting you. But we don't live in a bubble, we don't live in utopia, so you have to constantly have a balance. If taking care of yourself means letting someone down, then let them down. If you're not being provided with a safe environment for you to nurture, then create it and let only those people in your life who have good intentions for you. If you're a female, please connect with your body. Understand yourself, track your cycles, and understand why you feel the way you feel right now. What do you need right now? We're constantly trying to ask yourself, what do I need to do? What do I need to change about myself? But if you just rephrase it and ask yourself, what do I need to receive? Then it's a whole different game. It's more empowering, honestly, when you think, okay, what do I need today? Because you have to constantly communicate with others. How do you think others will know how to treat you if you don't show them? One way of showing them is how you treat yourself. But there are days when you need to tell them, okay, this is what I need today. This is how I'm feeling right now. Once you internalize the fact that your relationship with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship in your life, you will prioritize yourself. And you will know that it's not selfish. In fact, the only way you can help others is if you take care of yourself first. Once you understand what your true worth is, you won't stand inconsistency, you won't stand low vibrational people around you. Even the things that you once found attractive, they won't even be attractive to you anymore. It will in fact be repulsive. Because now you know what your worth is, now you know what your divine power is. You will stop seeking fulfillment and love externally once you become the love you seek. How do I become the love I seek? Just ask yourself this. What can I do today? Just one thing, maybe, to love myself more. Now let's talk about exchanging energies. When you understand the science behind it, it's a lot deeper than we think. Most people think that, exchanging energies among humans is usually in the physical dimension, like sex, which is the highest, most deepest form of exchanging energy. But you can exchange energy with someone you're not even physically together with, like you're not even in the same room. Maybe you're communicating on the phone or a video call, let's say. Any form of communication is an exchange of energy. Right now, I am influencing your frequency. It's not an exchange, you're just on the receiving end. So think about it. All the videos you watch on YouTube, just go to your YouTube watch history. Everything that you watch, everything you listen to, how does it impact your frequency? How does it impact your energy? Do you think people, when they're making videos, they think about, okay, so I am going to choose my words very mindfully, and I'm not going to say anything negative to make sure the person who's watching this won't be affected by my negativity, and I will only use the images and videos that create a sense of peace and joy and love? No. I mean, there are people who are very conscious about this, their intention, like you can see it, you can feel it, but just being at the mercy of shots or algorithms is just the easiest way to be dictated. How do you want to feel? You could be in the same room with someone, you're not even speaking, but you're still exchanging energies because you're in each other's space. When you understand the extent of impact words carry on living things, not just humans, animals, plants, you'll be extremely careful of what you say, of who you listen to, and who you spend your time with. The same works vice versa. If you want to be more positive, think more abundantly, and love yourself, then consume those things. Listen to good books and podcasts and watch good videos and eat good food and do guided meditations and affirmations for the emotions you want to feel. And most importantly, connect with the source, with your creator. Everything I shared in this video, there's a high chance you already knew these things. So it's less about what you know and more about who you are. Are you the kind of person who can create the life they want, heal themselves, rise above their limiting beliefs, anger issues, or addictions? If yes, you're right. If no, you are still right. Also, I want to add that we all know what's going on in Palestine, which has been going on for decades, and it's sad that only now we are talking about it. Let's use our energy wisely to educate ourselves and to help the civilians, especially children who are suffering right now. The fact that we have a roof on our head and we have food and clean water to drink is something we often take for granted. This is something that those people are being robbed of. Donate as much as you can and pray for them. As much as social media is a toxic place and we think it's only here to distract us, it's also here to show us what's actually going on, like the truth, to actually understand and read between the lines that what we've been told is a lie. Use your energy wisely, use your resources wisely. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.